The scale of the unknown is as vast and wide as the universe itself. Our understanding is merely a grain of sand on a never-ending beach. This is not a reason to despair, but an opportunity to embrace doubt, to ignite curiosity, and to fuel our thirst for knowledge. What we don't know can't hurt us, or so the saying goes, but what if the contrary holds true? What if what we don't know is the key towards a more fulfilling, more rounded life? One where we are not shackled by our misconceptions or blinded by our biases. We all have mental barriers, assumptions that we've gathered and nurtured over the years, some so ingrained in our minds that we treat them as facts. Our experiences, our upbringing, our society, they all play a part in building these walls around our thinking process. These walls aren't there to protect us, but to confine us, to limit our understanding, and to curb our intellectual growth. Breaking them down, questioning these deeply ingrained assumptions, that's the first step in clearing a path for lucid thinking. Every thought that crosses your mind, every initial reaction to a situation or a person, it's all worth questioning. Why did you react that way? What made you think so? Are you being fair, or are you letting your biases cloud your judgment? The power of asking yourself critical questions cannot be underestimated. It's like a mirror, reflecting your thoughts, giving you a chance to scrutinize them, to challenge them. This exercise isn't always comfortable, but it is essential for growth, for intellectual evolution. Now, this isn't a path you have to walk alone. The world is brimming with millions of unique minds, each with a perspective distinct from yours. Can you imagine the treasure trove of knowledge, of understanding, you can gain by seeking out these diverse perspectives? The more angles you see a situation from, the clearer the picture you get. But this isn't just about gaining more knowledge. It's about practicing intellectual humility, understanding that you don't have all the answers, realizing that there's always room to learn, to evolve. Imagine your mind as a garden, your thoughts as seeds. With each new perspective, with each different thought you encounter, a new seed is sown. But it's not enough to just sow the seeds. You must nurture them, weed out the harmful ones, the ones that could taint the rest. This is where intellectual humility plays a key role. Embrace doubt, question your assumptions, challenge your initial thoughts and biases, seek out diverse perspectives, and practice intellectual humility. You might think that this journey towards clear thinking is going to be an arduous one, but I assure you, it's one that you're capable of undertaking. We all are. The first step is always the hardest, but once you break down those mental barriers, once you step out of that comfort zone, there's no telling how far you can go. Ready to take that first step? To navigate the boundless sea of the unknown, to question our ingrained assumptions, and to challenge our biases, we need to have a compass, a guiding light. This light comes from understanding ourselves, our values, and our goals. The journey of self-discovery is a profound one. It takes us to the depths of our being, unraveling layers of our personality, our aspirations, our fears, and our dreams. It's not a linear path, but a winding one, full of surprises and revelations. It's an inward journey that opens our eyes to who we really are, what we stand for, what we want to achieve, and what we're willing to sacrifice. This introspection forms the foundation of our decision-making process. The clearer we are about our core values, the stronger this foundation becomes. We can all list our values off the top of our heads. But do we truly understand them? Do we actually live by them? Or are they just words we've learned to associate with morality and righteousness? To truly understand your values, you need to question them, challenge them, just like you challenge your assumptions. Why do you hold these values? What experiences or beliefs led you to them? How do your actions reflect these values? This introspective journey might shake you. It might question your long-held beliefs, but in the end, it will give you a clear vision of who you are and what you stand for. Now, understanding our values is one thing, translating them into actionable goals is another. Goals give our values a direction, a purpose. They give us something to strive for, something to look forward to. They transform our values from abstract concepts into tangible actions. The key is to have long-term aspirations, a vision of where you want to see yourself in the future. But these aspirations shouldn't be lofty, unattainable dreams. They should be rooted in reality, in the realm of possibility. They should reflect your values, your passions, and your capabilities. But how do we reach these lofty aspirations? How do we make this journey from where we are to where we want to be? The answer lies in smaller stepping stones, smaller achievable goals that take us closer to our long-term vision. Just like a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, our journey towards our aspirations begins with these small, yet significant goals. However, it's crucial to ensure that these goals align with our core values. They shouldn't contradict what we stand for. They should reinforce it. They should not compromise our values, but elevate them. They should not just serve our aspirations, but also our integrity. Yet, despite our best plans, life can be unpredictable. The path we've charted might need to be altered. The goals we've set might need to be adjusted. This is not a sign of failure, but a testament to our adaptability, our resilience. It's about embracing flexibility, about learning and growing from our experiences. Self-discovery, introspection, core values, goals, adaptability. These are not just words, but the building blocks of a mindful life, a life navigated not by biases or assumptions, but by clear thinking, by conscious decisions. This isn't a destination, but a journey towards a more fulfilled, more enlightened life. And remember, the power to embark on this journey lies within you. It always has. In this journey towards a more mindful life, we meet certain foes that seem too overpowering, too intimidating. These foes aren't external entities, but internal, ingrained in our psyche. These foes are cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are systematic errors in our thinking that affect our decisions and judgments. They're like invisible chains that tie us to our past experiences, our preconceived notions, our preferences. They cloud our vision, skew our perception, and constrain our thinking. To combat these foes, we need to first recognize them. We need to acknowledge their existence, their impact on our thinking. Recognition is the first step towards liberation. It helps us understand our mental barriers, our blind spots. It pushes us to question our initial thoughts, our immediate reactions. It forces us to dig deeper, to look beyond the surface, to think critically. One such cognitive bias is the availability bias. It's human nature to rely more on immediate information, on easily accessible examples. But this leads to a skewed perception of reality. We tend to overestimate the probability of events that are easily recalled, that are vivid, that are recent. But does this reflect the actual reality? Does this give us an accurate picture? To counter this bias, we need to rely on facts and statistics. They're not influenced by our emotions, our experiences. They're objective, they're real. They give us a more accurate understanding of the situation. They help us break free from the availability bias, from the shackles of our limited experiences. Another cognitive bias that we often encounter is the anchoring bias. We have a tendency to rely heavily on the first piece of information we receive, the anchor. This anchor influences our subsequent judgments and decisions. It's like a magnet, pulling our thoughts towards it. But is this magnet pulling us in the right direction? Is this anchor holding us steady, or is it pulling us down? To avoid falling into the trap of the anchoring bias, we need to collect multiple data points before making a decision. We need to broaden our horizon, to look beyond the first piece of information. We need to question our anchor, to challenge it, to ensure that it's not pulling us astray. But these biases aren't just individual, they're also social. They're not just about our own experiences, but also about our social interactions. One such social bias is the bandwagon effect. We have a tendency to follow the crowd, to conform to social norms, to blindfold ourselves and march along. But is the crowd always right? To combat the bandwagon effect, we need to think critically before joining the crowd. We need to question the popular opinion, to challenge the status quo. We need to trust our own judgment, our own understanding. We need to be mindful of our values, our goals, and not let the crowd sway us from our path. Another social bias is the in-group bias. We have a tendency to favor members of our own group, to judge them based on their group membership rather than their individual actions. But is this fair? Is this just? To overcome the in-group bias, we need to evaluate individuals based on their actions, their merit, not their group membership. We need to treat everyone as an individual, as a unique entity, not just as a member of a group. Cognitive biases are formidable foes, but they're not invincible. They can be defeated by clear thinking, by critical questioning, by unbiased judgment. They can be overcome by embracing doubt, by questioning assumptions, by recognizing our mental barriers. The key lies in awareness, in introspection, in self-discovery. The key lies within us. As we journey through the labyrinth of our minds and strive for unbiased judgment, it's equally crucial to widen the lens through which we view the world. One of the ways to do this is by gathering evidence and seeking diverse perspectives. It's not just about observing our own minds and dissecting our own biases. It is also about truly understanding the world around us. Consider the world as a vast ocean of knowledge, which we can only explore by diversifying our sources of information. By looking at different news outlets, reading academic journals, and seeking expert opinions, we can get a more comprehensive view of the world. Each source of information can be an island in this ocean, offering a unique perspective, a unique understanding of the world. By exploring these diverse islands, we can map the entire ocean. We can understand the complexity of the world. An equally crucial component of this exploration is respectful dialogue and discussion. Engaging in respectful conversations with people who have different opinions is like sailing together on this ocean. Their perspectives can guide us to unexplored islands, to unknown territories. These interactions can challenge our biases, can question our assumptions, can catalyze our intellectual growth. But it's important to remember that these conversations are not about proving ourselves right. They are about exploring the ocean together. They are about learning and growing together. Another way to broaden our understanding is by stepping out of our comfort zones and immersing ourselves in different cultures and societies. Documentaries, podcasts, and books that offer unique perspectives can be our guides in this venture. They can introduce us to different people, different cultures, different ideologies. They can help us cherish the diversity of the world. They can make the unknown known. However, in this digital age, we're often trapped in our own echo chambers, in our own social media circles. These echo chambers reinforce our biases. They amplify our beliefs. They make the world look smaller, simpler. To break free from these echo chambers, we need to step outside our social media circles. We need to explore unfamiliar territories. We need to seek diverse perspectives. The pursuit of unbiased judgment doesn't end here. Having gathered diverse perspectives, we should slow down and reflect. Reflection is like a pause in our journey, a time to assimilate our experiences, a time to contemplate our thoughts. By scheduling reflection time, we can process the vast amount of information we've gathered. We can deepen our understanding. We can fine-tune our judgments. Before making a decision, we should ask ourselves guiding questions. These questions are like our compass. They guide our thinking. They steer our judgment. They help us sift through the information. They help us evaluate the evidence. They help us reach rational conclusions. External perspectives can also aid in our reflection. Trusted friends, mentors, or professionals can offer valuable insights. They can challenge our thinking. They can sharpen our judgment. They can be our lighthouse in the dark, guiding us towards the right path. In this fast-paced world, it's easy to get carried away. It's easy to rush through decisions. Mindfulness exercises can help us slow down. They can help us focus on the present. They can help us make more thoughtful choices. They can be our anchor in the storm, keeping us steady, keeping us grounded. As we sail on this ocean, as we explore the diversity of the world, as we strive for unbiased judgment, it's important to remember that the journey doesn't end. It's a continuous process, a lifelong pursuit. It requires patience. It requires perseverance. It requires courage. But with each step, with each sail, we get closer to our destination. We get closer to clear thinking. As the ripples of our reflections spread through the ocean of our minds, it's essential not to forget the role of logic and reason in our quest for unbiased judgment and clear thinking. It's like the compass of our ship guiding us through the vast and complex ocean of thoughts and emotions. The compass of logic and reason helps us keep our course steady. It helps us make rational decisions. It helps us navigate through the storm of biases and emotions. One of the crucial aspects of logic and reason is the identification of emotional triggers. Much like the lighthouses on the shores, they signal the approaching dangers. They warn us of the upcoming storms. By identifying these emotional triggers, we can label our emotions, creating a safe space for more objective observation. We can distance ourselves from these emotions. We can look at them from a different perspective. We can analyze them without being influenced by them. However, logic and reason are not just about analyzing our emotions. They are also about delaying judgment in emotionally charged situations. Much like the captain of a ship who waits for the storm to pass before making crucial decisions, we need to delay our judgment in emotional situations. This gives us the time to calm down, to think rationally, to gather enough evidence before making a decision. Discussing our thoughts and feelings with others can also help us in this process. It provides us with different perspectives. It offers us valuable feedback. It helps us understand our emotions better. It's like the crew of our ship, helping us navigate the rough seas, helping us steer our course, helping us reach our destination. However, even the most experienced of sailors can be hijacked by a storm of emotions. Emotional hijacking is when our emotions take control of our thinking, leading us astray, taking us off our course. To manage this, it's important to practice mindfulness and deep breathing. They act as our anchor, grounding us, calming us, allowing us to regain control of our ship. Cognitive restructuring is another tool that we can use to manage emotional hijacking. It's about challenging our negative thought patterns, about changing our course, about steering our ship in a different direction. By taking a step back from emotionally charged situations, we can look at the situation objectively. We can analyze the evidence. We can make rational decisions. Yet, the pursuit of unbiased judgment is not just about managing our emotions or thinking logically, but also about practicing active listening. It's about putting our assumptions and biases aside and focusing entirely on the speaker. It's about truly understanding their perspective, about empathizing with them, about journeying through their thoughts and emotions. Asking clarifying questions can ensure our understanding, and it can help us navigate the speaker's thoughts and emotions better. It's like the map of their mind, guiding us through their thoughts, helping us understand their emotions, helping us empathize with them. Reflecting on what we've heard, summarizing the speaker's main points, is equally crucial. It's about assimilating their thoughts and emotions, about understanding their perspective, about bringing clarity to our understanding. As we continue our journey through the ocean of thoughts and emotions, as we strive for unbiased judgment and clear thinking, it's essential to value clarity and precision. Defining important terms, breaking down complex ideas into simpler language, using specific examples to make ideas more relatable, all contribute to clarity and precision. They're like the lighthouses on the shores, guiding us through the dark, illuminating our path, bringing clarity to our journey. In this continuous journey of self-discovery and unbiased judgment, feedback from others can be invaluable. It offers us a different perspective. It challenges our thinking. It sharpens our judgment. It's like the winds that propel our ship, guiding us towards our destination, helping us reach our goal of unbiased judgment and clear thinking. In this journey, there's always something new to learn, something new to discover. Embracing continuous learning and self-care acts as our compass, guiding us through the vast and complex ocean of thoughts and emotions. They enhance our cognitive abilities. They improve our overall well-being. They make the journey more enjoyable. In this pursuit of unbiased judgment and clear thinking, remember that it's not about reaching a destination. It's about the journey. It's about exploring the vast ocean of thoughts and emotions, about navigating the rough seas of biases and emotions, about appreciating the diversity of perspectives. It's a lifelong endeavor, a never-ending pursuit, an everlasting journey. Yet, with each step, with each sail, we get closer to our destination. We get closer to unbiased judgment. We get closer to clear thinking. Much like the calm that descends after a storm, it is the silence of reflection that truly enables us to interpret the symphony of thoughts and emotions that play within us. This is why it's so essential to deliberately schedule reflection time within our hectic lives. Imagine it as a kind of sanctuary, a safe harbor where your ship can take refuge from the tempestuous seas of everyday life. This is where you can meditate or contemplate your thoughts and experiences away from the noise and distraction of the outer world. In this sanctuary of silence, you can ask yourself guiding questions before making any decision. These questions can act like lighthouses, illuminating the path to a rational and unbiased judgment. They can help you keep your bearings, guide you through the fog of confusion, and lend clarity to the decisions you make. However, as much as self-reflection is vital, it's equally important to seek external perspectives. Just as a ship's crew contributes to the voyage with their unique skills and viewpoints, trusted friends, mentors, or professionals can provide valuable insights that you may have overlooked. They can point out hidden reefs and shoals, point you to unexplored territories, and help you navigate life's complexities with more clarity and confidence. In this process, practicing mindfulness exercises is a boon. Think of it as the ship's compass, pointing you to the present moment, guiding you away from the tumultuous seas of past regrets and future anxieties. The compass of mindfulness helps you make more thoughtful choices. It steers your thoughts towards rationality and away from emotional impulses, and it helps you cultivate a state of calm amidst the storm. Now, as we steer our ship of thought through the waters of logic, reason, and mindfulness, it's critical to be wary of cognitive biases. You can think of cognitive biases as treacherous currents that can take your ship off course. To combat these, it's important first to recognize them. This is akin to the ship's lookout spotting a dangerous whirlpool or a threatening storm on the horizon. Once you recognize these cognitive biases, you can navigate around them, keeping your course steady and your decision-making unbiased. In the ocean of thoughts, facts and statistics act as the North Star, providing a fixed point of reference in a constantly changing world. They can help counter the availability bias, the tendency to base decisions on immediate and easily recalled information. Just as a seasoned captain wouldn't rely solely on the most recent weather report to navigate the ship, we too shouldn't base our judgment only on the information that is readily available or most recent. Being mindful of the anchoring bias, the tendency to rely heavily on the first piece of information we encounter, is like being aware of the magnetic variations that can affect a ship's compass. We need to collect multiple data points, consider a wide spectrum of information before making a decision, much like how a navigator would use various navigational tools and charts to determine the ship's course. In the sea of opinions and beliefs, it's easy to get swept up in the current and blindly follow the crowd, succumbing to the bandwagon effect. But remember, the popular route is not always the right one. Evaluating individuals based on actions and merit, not group membership, acts as the anchor that grounds us, that keeps us from drifting along with the crowd, that helps us maintain our course towards unbiased judgment and clear thinking. Thus, as we journey through the vast and complex ocean of thoughts, emotions, and biases, remember to keep your compass pointed towards logic and reason. Use your lighthouses of reflection and mindfulness, and steer clear of the treacherous currents of cognitive biases. It is in navigating these intricate waters that we truly learn to steer our ship, to chart our own course, and to embark on the lifelong journey towards clear thinking and better decision-making. Let's now turn our attentions towards an often overlooked aspect of thought and decision-making: emotional awareness. Every sailor knows the importance of reading the signals of the sea and sky, the subtle changes in wind, the shifts in the ocean current, the quiet whispers of an approaching storm. In much the same way, we must learn to identify and label our emotional triggers, those subtle changes within us that signal the onset of a powerful emotion. When we learn to identify these triggers, we create a space within us for more objective observation. It's like spotting a storm on the horizon and knowing you have time to change your course, to prepare for what's coming. This space allows us to react less impulsively, to calm the turbulent seas of our emotions, and to navigate our decisions with a clear, undisturbed mind. Now, it's natural that some situations charge our emotions more than others. In these situations, delay is a powerful tool. Just as a skilled sailor knows when to wait out the storm rather than sail headfirst into it, we should learn to delay judgment in emotionally charged situations. By doing so, we can avoid being swept away by the storm of our feelings and can instead make more rational decisions. Discussing your thoughts and feelings with others can be a valuable source of feedback. It's akin to the communication between the ship's crew, each bringing different perspectives and insights, each contributing towards a safer and more efficient voyage. Communication is a two-way journey. It's not just about expressing your thoughts and feelings, but also about understanding the thoughts and feelings of others. This brings us to the importance of active listening. In our increasingly noisy world, the ability to quietly listen, really listen, to another person is a rare and precious skill. When we actively listen, we focus our attention on the speaker. We empathize with their perspective. We seek to understand rather than to respond. It's like tuning into the subtle whispers of the wind and waves, reading their signals, understanding their language. Asking clarifying questions during a conversation is like adjusting the telescope to get a clearer view. It ensures that we understand the other person's point of view, that we're not clouded by our assumptions or biases. After you've listened, take the time to reflect on what you've heard, to summarize the speaker's main points in your own mind. It's like reviewing the day's journey, the progress you've made, the obstacles you've navigated, the lessons you've learned. Amidst all this, it's important to remember that clarity and precision are of utmost importance. They are like the chart and compass, indispensable navigational tools in our journey of thought and decision-making. Defining important terms and breaking down complex ideas into simpler language can help make our thoughts and ideas more understandable and relatable. Just as a map breaks down the vast expanse of the sea into comprehensible units, clear and precise language can break down complex ideas into understandable parts. Using specific examples to explain your ideas is like citing landmarks on the voyage. They make the journey more relatable, more tangible, more real. Asking for feedback from others can be a powerful tool for self-improvement. It's like checking your navigational tools, ensuring they're working correctly, making necessary adjustments. Taking a moment to gather your thoughts before speaking is just as necessary. It gives your mind the space to bring forth your ideas with clarity and precision. And lastly, embracing continuous learning and self-care is essential to enhancing our cognitive abilities and overall well-being. It's like maintaining the ship, ensuring it's in good condition for the journey ahead. Because the journey of life, like that of the sea, is not just about reaching a destination. It's about learning, growing, and taking care of ourselves along the way. It's about embracing the challenges, navigating the complexities, and charting our own course through the vast ocean of life. Just as we can be swept away by the force of a wave, so too can we be swept away by the force of our emotions. This is known as emotional hijacking, and it's crucial to be aware of this potential pitfall. Imagine a sudden storm hitting a boat out at sea. If the sailor isn't prepared, he might panic, make rash decisions, and possibly end up facing even greater danger. A similar thing can happen when our emotions take control of our rational mind. We need to be prepared, to be aware, and to have strategies in place to manage these situations. One such strategy is mindfulness, a mental state where we focus our awareness on the present moment. When we're mindful, we can acknowledge our emotions without allowing them to dictate our actions. Think of it as a quiet space in the heart of the storm. The waves are still crashing around you, but you're not being carried away with them. Deep breathing is a great practical tool for achieving mindfulness. It's like finding a steady rhythm amidst the chaos of the storm, a rhythm that keeps you balanced and focused. Cognitive restructuring is another useful technique. It involves challenging our negative thought patterns and replacing them with more positive or realistic ones. Think of it as adjusting the sails of your boat to better catch the wind. The wind is the same, The storm is still raging, but now you're using it to move forward instead of being pushed back. Of course, sometimes the storm is so strong that we have to take a step back. In emotionally charged situations, taking a step back allows us to disengage from the emotional intensity and regain our clarity of thought. It's like anchoring the boat and waiting for the storm to pass rather than trying to navigate through it. When the intensity subsides, we can again pick up the helm, our minds clear and ready to make rational decisions. The art of clear thinking isn't just about the mind, it's also about communication. And one of the most important aspects of effective communication is active listening. It involves more than just hearing the words that are being spoken. Active listening is about being fully present in the conversation, focusing your attention on the speaker and showing empathy towards their viewpoint. It's like tuning in to the subtle sounds of the sea, the whispers of the wind, the rhythm of the waves. It's about understanding, not just listening. If you're navigating through uncharted waters, you might ask the person at the helm to clarify their instructions. Similarly, in a conversation, asking clarifying questions can ensure that we fully understand the other person's perspective. It's like adjusting the focus on your telescope to get a clearer picture of the horizon. Reflecting on what you've heard is the next step. It's like looking at the stars and using them to plot your course. You take in the speaker's main points, consider them, digest them, and then use that information to navigate your own path of understanding. In all our communications, it's essential to value clarity and precision. In a world where words are often used loosely and ideas often get lost in translation, striving for clarity and precision can set you apart. It's like choosing the right tools for your journey at sea. You need a compass for direction, a map for understanding the terrain, and a telescope for looking ahead. In your quest for clarity and precision, don't forget to define important terms and break down complex ideas into simpler language. Just as a complex navigation chart can be broken down into a series of smaller, understandable parts, so too can big ideas be made understandable through clear, precise language. Using specific examples can help make your ideas more relatable. It's like pointing out landmarks on a voyage. It helps others to understand where you are and where you're heading. It makes the abstract concrete, the unknown familiar. And, as with any journey, remember to take care of yourself. Prioritize continuous learning and self-care. Both are crucial to enhancing your cognitive abilities and overall well-being. It's like maintaining your ship. It not only ensures a smoother voyage, but it also prepares you for any storms that may come your way. Speaking is like setting sail on the vast ocean of communication. As the captain of the conversation vessel, it's vital to leave no room for misinterpretation, to be as clear as possible. A crucial part of this process is asking for feedback, which essentially allows you to gauge the accuracy of your navigation. Are you steering the conversation in the right direction? Are your points coming across as you intended? Feedback provides an answer to these queries, serving as the lighthouse guiding your ship through the murky waters of confusion. Pausing before speaking is another vital practice. It's akin to checking your compass before deciding on a direction. It brings a moment of reflection, a chance to gather your thoughts and align them with your intended course. A measured response always outweighs a hasty retort, because it not only shows respect for the person you're conversing with, but it also demonstrates your commitment to maintaining clarity in communication. Indeed, the journey towards mastering clear communication and critical thinking is continuous. It's like a voyage that never ends, where every new horizon you reach brings with it a whole new world of learning opportunities. And, in this journey, there are two core aspects to focus on: continuous learning and self-care. Continuous learning is like a compass that always points north, constantly guiding you towards new knowledge. It's the wind that fills your sails, propelling you forward on your journey. And just as every seasoned sailor knows the importance of keeping their ship in good shape, every lifelong learner understands the importance of self-care. A well-maintained ship can weather any storm, and a well-cared-for mind can navigate any challenge. We are not just talking about physical well-being here. Yes, physical self-care is important, but let's not forget about mental and emotional self-care. Taking time out of your busy schedule to relax, to do something you enjoy, to just be with your thoughts. These all contribute to enhancing your cognitive abilities and overall well-being. Like the calm before a storm, these quiet moments of self-care prepare you to face any tempest that life may throw at you. In the grand scheme of things, all these practices, embracing doubt and questioning assumptions, defining your values and goals, being wary of cognitive biases, are not just about enhancing clear thinking. They're about living a more fulfilling, more meaningful life. They're about becoming a better version of yourself. And just like a lighthouse that provides guidance to the ships at sea, I hope this talk serves as a beacon, illuminating your path towards a more enlightened way of thinking and living. Remember, the ocean of knowledge is vast, and there's always more to explore. So, keep that spirit of inquiry alive, never stop learning, and always strive for clarity in thought and expression. If you found this talk helpful, please consider subscribing to this channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Your support fuels my motivation to keep exploring profound topics that enrich our lives. Let's embark on this voyage together and make every wave of knowledge count. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep your minds sharp and your hearts open.